Hey, my name's Jackson Aide, and this is my record, Letters for Eliza. Rendered piece of it. So everything that you're seeing is all just done by me. So again, the synthesis part, that's where I really wanted to hybrid this conversation and understand that there is that visual piece that I went out and shot and this and that, and then somewhere down the line I got an idea while I was making the demos. It was probably what is it? Bleachers or Jack Antonoff thing, right? Antonoff thing. And he just put a cityscape in a track that he was working on. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that with the nature. I of course did it with the cityscape, but I was mainly doing it with all of the nature sounds that I was just gathering. Kind of wanted to use those originally as like intros. You know, that steady, thorough sound of nature and music, like John Hopkins and Brian Eno, stuff like that. It's just, you get those textures in there, and especially with like this whole Atmos thing. And typically most people nowadays are listening to music on earbuds or noise canceling headphones constantly, everything that they listen to. So getting those sounds in there, again, ethereal, nature driven. So I had this idea to bring these soundscapes into the audio world. And I was like, you know, after I did it, I was like, duh. And so I kind of went like that. And that really gave some of the songs from a design standpoint, because production is just design, you know. It gave them life, and it's crazy because you get it in almost every single song on the record. There is some sort of soundscape, sonic texture that is real. There's a lot of stuff I just tinker around on here, you know, like it's coming out of the computer. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, a lot of the drum stuff that I use is just fake. Nothing wrong with that. But for some reason I felt that I needed to have this, again, hands-on thing inside of the record, and that was the soundscapes. What do we got? Don't Let It Break Your Heart actually has like me walking downtown Nashville and just people passing me by, the cars whipping by, the sirens, you know, two people chatting next to me, a group of tourists chatting next to me, all of that stuff. Deep in there, just listen for it. I'll Write You Letters has sort of me inside of this apartment. Again, more soundscapes. That was another place that I wanted to gather from for design, was inside of here. Just because a lot of this record was just made here, so it makes sense for me to sort of be moseying around here and gathering those sounds. I wanted people to feel like they were here when they were listening to it. Someone gave me a compliment. The guy's rollerblading by, he's gonna fall. He didn't. Someone gave me a compliment on YouTube, and they said that the songs sound like the artwork. I was like, I made it. That is enough for me. That guy, gal, whomever gets it. Like, that was the fucking point of this shit. It always is, and might be the single most kindest compliment, but also just the most honest compliment that someone has given me thus far. It's not like that was just wow, because that's exactly how I sort of feel when I create the artwork. I need it to be the sonic or the visual representation of the sonics, the value inside of the music. So, rollerblader got me off path, but whatever. Hybrid in again, getting those sonic things in here. I'll write you letters. Hearts seem to change. Again, all sounds inside of this room. You can hear me at the end of Hearts Seem to Change. Pick up my keys right off that desk right there, and I walk out of the apartment. I actually might have been going somewhere. I don't even remember. Again, some of those sounds were just me making demos, which is kind of a cool thing as well. What else do we have? I Can't Seem to Let You Go, of course. That has so much ethereal stuff in it, and that also has some samples in it. I'm sure you can guess the speeches that I put in there, or the bits of speeches that I sampled out. Again, there's an Alan Watts thing going on. Page 2, lots of ethereal stuff. We can talk about it. Yeah, perfect. We can talk about it. It was me actually, again, going downtown, but what really brought this one to life was me gathering actual crowd cheering from bars in Nashville of bands playing. And then of course I came back here and there's like 40 of me just yelling and screaming in that one, which is super cool. And that was just fun to make, because as soon as like We Can Talk About like really came to life, it was like, oh, I know exactly where this needs to go. So saying that, again, that hybrid version of, you know, the visual and the audio, and I think this time around I really got to a place to where I was, again, like that compliment, it just, the music, you know, the artwork sounds like the music, and that is exactly what I was going for. I think that compliment not only like just warmed my heart, but also just helped me understand like what I'm going for every time. And then as you can see through the videos and some of the other picturesque design things, that everything is very hand rendered. Photos feel like they're very old, to where you can pick them up and have that tangible experience with them, because majority of the time, like you are now, you're on your phone or PC watching this video, or we're going like this, right? So I wanted to create this very hands-on approach to where it was hand-rendered. Sort of dust was left on those photographs, and the video all shot on my iPhone with an app that I use that replicates 8mm camera. It's cool, whatever. Like, people use plugins to EQ vocals off presets. Who gives a shit? No one cares. Again, I had to get my mind out of that stuff to where, like, oh, is it perfect? I could have shot this on the real thing, or I could have had someone shoot those photos for me. That was, you know, constantly kicking around in my head, because again, when you're, you know, doing this yourself, it becomes, can this be better? And I knew at the end of the day that not only the music needed to be kind of made by myself, but I also wanted to fully do the design this time around. And, you know, there might be some things along the way. If I do some like acoustic song stuff, somebody might, you know, shoot that. But mostly, fundamentally, I wanted the core of the design to happen here, and right outside these four walls, and I needed my hands to be able to shoot that footage. Again, the hybrid synthesis of the two is the main point. So, yeah, I hope that through some of these, me unpacking this design stuff, sonic stuff, the production side of it, answering questions, which we'll all get to, but I hope that helps you understand just a little bit more about my process and how I got to, releasing Letters for Eliza. And I hope that you're enjoying it as much as I'm sort of enjoying unpacking it, because I'm learning more about this stuff by talking about it than not saying anything at all. So, peace, take care of yourselves, and be good to each other. We'll see you next time.